Hey everybody, I'm Todd and I hope you're having a great day. You hear a lot about soundstage, imaging, and spatial audio for headphones. But just how well do your headphones render spatial audio? Let's find out. Now for this test, I'll be using APL's Virtuoso and a customized 7.1.4 file I've created that's going to send the same program material to each speaker in the array. And this way you'll be listening only for positional difference, not for the difference in the program material as well. Now, Virtuoso is a very powerful application that allows you to model different room environments as well as different head-related tracking functions. And one of the things you need to know about binaural audio, when you render spatial down to binaural, the headphone perception being close to flat as possible can have a definite impact on the overall image. And so these tests are specific to headphones. So today we're doing the M50X. I could do a generic one of these, but it really isn't going to be as good as if we do a specific one for each headphone. So I'll have upcoming videos with different headphones on here. APL includes many in here, and then we can add customized ones as well. But this also works with speakers, I should say. So if you're working actually in an environment with speakers, you can actually fine tune this to your speaker array and use it to model different listening environments. So again, very powerful. Now in the settings, you'll see here the room size. So the APL listening room is a fairly large room, and I'm going to do the test with that. And I'm also going to do it with the small control room. You see it's a much smaller space. But again, there's a lot of options here in terms of how you can set things up. So let's go ahead. I'll work through the speakers and listen again for the position of the speakers in the array on the screen versus what you're hearing in the headphones. Now, you may be wondering why I didn't just make one video that you could use to test all headphones. And the reason is because having headphones tuned to be as close to perceptively flat as possible plays a major impact in HRTF, or head-related transfer function. That is the way that sound is affected by our head and torso as it comes to our ears. And for binaural rendering of spatial audio, it's a really important factor to consider. So this video is optimized for M50x. Don't worry if those aren't your headphones. I will have this for many models, all the popular ones that I can possibly think of and cover. So look for this in this upcoming series. Now, for those of you that did have M50x and did these tests, what did you think? Were you able to hear the positioning of the speakers, both in terms of the angle they are to your head, but also in terms of the distance or proximity? Of course, we use the APL room for a large space and the small control room to get more narrow, more like what you'd have in a bedroom studio environment. Why does this matter? Well, if you want to mix in spatial audio, it's important to understand how everything fits so it'll translate to various listening environments. And of course, if you're just really serious about listening to spatial audio, a tool like this can help you understand if you're using the best headphones for what you're wanting to get. And if you're interested in more information on headphone spatial audio, check out one of the videos below. As always, I appreciate you joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.